Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Oh, it is a beautiful Monday here in Utah for sure. It was 28 degrees this morning when I was taking my kids to school, but now it is getting warmer through the day. Isn't it funny? This time of year is like, it's either you want to have your heater on or you want to you're either in a coat or you have the cooler on in the afternoon. It's crazy how the temperature is so up and down. So I just wanted to say good morning. Happy Motivational Monday to everyone. I am super excited today about what we're going to be talking about today. And, the Mindset Monday that I have for you, this was a huge pivotal thing for me to do, what I'm going to teach you guys today. Throughout my life, I struggled with my weight my entire life. And, through all of this time, I had a good friend who was like, okay, Jill, we need to do this with you. We need to write down your excuses and, what it is that's holding you back from succeeding. Like, what are your excuses around everything? So I'm going to talk to you guys today about what are your excuses? What are your excuses that are holding you back from every single area of your life, whether it's your weight loss or your business, your marriage, your relationship with your brothers and sisters, your relationship with your grandkids, your relationship with God. What is it that's holding you back in all of these different areas? So I'm going to go through some of the excuses that I had as far as my health and my weight loss goes. But really quickly, I'm going to go to the group and make sure I'm live in there. Okay, I am. Okay, just making sure. All right, so going through some of the excuses that I had. So number one was the excuse that I don't have time to plan healthy meals and just to be able to eat healthy. So thank goodness for Kathy in this course with us. She's going over a lot of the health and the nutrition, the eating stuff, and she's giving you a lot of tips to be able to get rid of that excuse that you don't have time to plan and eat healthy meals. And I've learned that it's super fun to do with my kids, to learn and plan and write down a grocery list with my kids of healthy things that we can cook at home. And also just having your pantry stocked of really healthy things, like Kathy talked about, having pre-cut. I go to Costco and buy like the pre-cut veggies that are already in the bags, and I keep those at the front of my fridge, because when you go to the fridge and you're reaching for stuff, it's like, okay, what's there? Is it something healthy or is it unhealthy? And so being able to reach for things that are healthy for you is very important for me. In my drawer, in one of the crisper drawers at the bottom, I have like cheese sticks, like string cheese. I have the organic apple sauces that don't have, the sugar and the high fructose syrup in there for my kids. And I also have the pre-cut veggies. I keep hummus right at the front of my fridge. So when I open it, I'm like, oh, hummus and veggies, something healthy like that. So I had to get rid of that excuse, right? That I don't have time to plan and cook healthy meals. Another thing too is another excuse I had was that good food is too expensive. Like, good healthy food is too expensive. But you guys, you could go buy a bag of chips and it would cost you the same amount of money as if you went and bought a bag of apples. So, it's on where your priorities are. And I know we've talked about this, we will talk about it, but shopping the perimeter of the grocery store, it's those inside aisles that have all the processed stuff that sometimes we like to eat so much. But just staying on the outside parts of the grocery store as much as you can, that's where you're going to get the most benefit. Okay, so another one of my excuses is that I am too old to, and you can fill in the blank. So mine was like, oh my gosh, I am 46 now. Like, I am just too old to lose weight. It was way easier to lose the weight when I was younger, or I'm too old to start a new business. I'm too old to go back to school. Like, what is it that you're holding, yourself back from? Is that one of your excuses that you're using? Another one of mine was I am too tired and I don't have time to exercise. So when I was working full time and I had little kids at home, that is when I released my whole 131 pounds. So I'm not really a morning person. So I didn't really get up in the morning earlier like a lot of people do, but I did mine at night after I put my kids to bed. And I'd go home and, I'd cook dinner for my kids. And then after I got their homework done and, they're ready to bed, I'd get them to bed and then I would go to the gym. And so that's when I love my 24-hour gym. I loved it just because I could go any time of the day. I didn't have to have a scheduled time to go. I could go anytime I want. I just swipe my pass on the door and it just lets me in. So sometimes it would be like 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night, but sometimes it'd be 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. I remember not being able to sleep sometimes, and I was at the gym at like 3 a.m. in the morning. But I just knew that I had to get my workout in because that is the thing. That's like my Prozac for my body. That helps me to not have to go on antidepressants and things like that is when I'm exercising. And I can tell when I start getting down on myself is when I have noticed I haven't been outside, working out. And I love to do it more outside than at the gym, but I just do it wherever I can, whenever I can, depending on if there's snow here in Utah and things like that. Another thing too is that one of my next excuses is that I just have too much weight to lose. Like I remember going to Weight Watchers clear back in the day, and I had released 2 pounds that week. And, back in the day, they taught us that your body can only metabolize 2 pounds a week, which I'm so grateful that is an old wives' tale. And so being able to, do it a lot quicker than that is still safe if you do it the right way. So I remember going and they were like clapping for me that I had released 2 pounds. And so then I was like, I was kind of defeated before I even got started because I was like, okay, there's my husband. He just slammed the door, not like in a mean way, but he just walked in. Sorry about that. But I was like, oh my gosh, I have too much weight to release. Like this is going to take me 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is to be able to release over 100 pounds because I'm only, allowed to metabolize 2 pounds per week. So I was so grateful that I found Isogenics and that you can say save, quick, weight loss all in the same sentence. I was able to release a lot of weight really quickly and to be able to, just shrink back. It's not just on the scale. In fact, I urge you guys to get rid of the scale, but just the way that you feel in your clothes and things like that. So I just wanted to tell you a really quick story that kind of goes along with all these excuses. And it was when I had started losing my weight and I decided to go outside and start walking. And it goes back to like, I'm too tired or I don't have time to exercise. It was right before the sun went down at night and I was out walking and this car full of boys drove by and they yelled out and they're like, keep walking, fat lady, or something like that. I think it was that. And I was just devastated. And so after that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to walk after it gets dark. And now I wouldn't let that get to me just because I've learned so much about that it's not even about me, it's about the issues they have. But I started walking at night and, going to the gym later at night. So whatever works for you is what you should do. And, and there's people that are like, okay, maybe it's better to exercise in the morning. Your body can metabolize more stored fat if you exercise on an empty stomach in the morning. But I didn't let those things get to me, even though maybe it is more effective to exercise in the morning. But I knew that I had to get it in sometime. And so that was the time I chose to do it, was at night, because that was the best time for me. So I just want you guys to just know that whatever time is that you can do it is the best time for you. Okay. Another one of my excuses is that it's not Magical Monday yet, right? So I'm like, so it'd be like on a Wednesday or a Thursday of a week. I'm like, okay, I know I need to do something with myself, but I'm going to wait till Monday because something magical about Monday. And, then it gives me time to binge all weekend long so that I can start on Monday. You guys, you start whatever day you decide to start on. Don't wait till Monday. For me, I love to start during the week sometime just because it's not a Monday. And I am getting rid of that excuse that it's not Magical Monday yet. I'm going to go through two more of my excuses, but while I'm doing this, I want you guys to come up with your own excuses, okay? So the next one is I don't want to give up my favorite foods. So going along with this is that if you tell me that I can't have something, I am going to go and eat 5 of them right in front of you. Like, that's just how my personality is. If someone says, Jill, you can never have a Snickers bar, I'd go eat one and eat it right in front of them, just proving to them that I could eat it. So I noticed for me that I had to make a choice. So every day I was like, I'd pat myself on the back and be like, okay, I am choosing today not to have this, but you can have it tomorrow if you want, Jill. Just today you're choosing, you know, and just loving on yourself and saying, okay, today I'm not going to have that donut at work. I'm just not going to have it today, but maybe I could, you know, take it home and put it in the freezer and have it another day. Or maybe if it's still here tomorrow, then maybe I can have it, you know, I can have it tomorrow. But I would choose at that moment not to eat that. And when it's a choice, then it's something that I'm not bugged about. So I'm like, oh, I wish I would have eaten that. Or, you know, I wonder if it's still going to be there when I get back, you know, back to work tomorrow. It's just a choice that I don't have to make. Another thing too is that if I go to the store and I really want Swedish fish, because that is like something that I really love, like I just love them. So that would be my candy of choice. So I either can make a decision to buy the Swedish fish once, or I can buy the bag and bring it home and have to make a decision 50 times over the next week not to put my hand into the bag of the Swedish fish. So you guys, it's a lot easier to make that decision once to just not even buy the food, okay? All right, the last one I'm going to talk about is that I can't do this forever. I'm like, oh, if I start isogenics, you guys, I can't do this forever. When I promised my friend that I would, you know, start isogenics if I didn't get on the Biggest Loser show, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I don't want to drink shakes forever. I love food so much. And I work with a lot of people like that. So let me just tell you really quickly that isogenics, like the shakes, have the nutrition in them to tell your brain that you're full, that you have the nutrition. So have you ever eaten like Thanksgiving dinner or something and you're just stuffed full, but still you're like, ooh, but I still want a piece of pie, or I still want a piece of cake or something like that? Well, it's because your brain is still searching for the nutrition that it didn't get. So with the isogenic shakes, it tells your brain you're full. That's why when I would go home from work, I would have a shake before I did anything else, before I started cooking dinner for my family or anything, because I already had that nutrition in my body to tell my brain that it's full. So the excuse that I can't do this forever, it really, like, that excuse really cut short really quickly because of how amazing I felt on the isogenic system and how it satiated me, and I felt amazing. And that's why it worked for me. People ask me all the time, Jill, why did isogenics work for you when nothing else did? And I'm like, well, because the other things I would do for a little bit of time and I would start losing weight, but I didn't feel good. I felt dizzy. I remember one time I did one of those protein diets and I passed out of the zoo when I was on the field trip. Like, I just felt lousy on all those other things. But with isogenics, it's not a diet, you guys. It's not a diet. It's a body cleansing system. And when you're cleansing the impurities and toxins out of your body, that is where the magic happens. It just is. So I loved getting rid of all of those excuses that I had around food. Now, we all have some around our businesses, around, different areas of our life. And remember the intentions that I gave you guys at the very beginning. Your intentions for this next, for now we're on week 3. So for the rest of the duration of this 16 weeks. So remember that and write down all of your excuses that go along with, holding you back from achieving all of those goals and intentions that you made. So for your homework, I want you to write down on a piece of paper all of the excuses that are holding you back in any area of your life. And I want you to hold on to those excuses until next week, and we're going to do something with those excuses. All right. So for today, for this week, I want you to write down all of your excuses that are holding you back from achieving any of your dreams and goals. All right. Okay. I love you guys, and I want you to have a fantastic week. It's week 3 of our amazing tracks to run on that we're doing for all of you guys. So have an amazing day, and I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week.